Today, we're going to talk about 5 small business ideas that you could start in 2026 with zero or very little capital. So let's get into it. Okay, so when you're starting a business, there's many factors to consider. And if you don't have a lot of money, then chances are you can't start anything that requires a ton of capital, like inventory-based business. Like maybe you want to start a clothing brand, you're just going to need at least $5,000 to start a clothing brand. Maybe you want to start studio business. This business costs around $50,000 just to start. So if you're just starting off in business, or if you don't have a lot of money to contribute to the business, then these are 5 ideas that can very easily generate you a ton of money, and you don't need a lot of upfront capital. All you need is your time. So Napoleon Hill has a statement in Think and Grow Rich that says a service-based business is the only business where you can generate wealth out of thin air. Like you don't need products, you don't need anything but your time and your energy, your effort, your sweat equity to generate large amounts of revenue. So number 1 on the list, which I'm kind of biased to, is content. Content-based businesses, like servicing people to create content for them. That's honestly what I built my entire wealth on, content. There's a lot of nuances to it, but if you just get good at making content for people, there's a huge market for that. You can help them create a podcast, you can help them create content for their personal brand, you could help them do marketing videos, you could help them do anything that's around content production. There's a huge opportunity in that. Like photography, barrier of entry is maybe a decent camera, learning to use the software, getting good at it. But if you put in the time and the energy and the focus to really get good at utilizing a camera and building content, it could become very lucrative. I started off as just a videographer with a very dinky camera. I had a Rebel T5i, then I had a Canon 60D, then I had 5D Mark III. So I just kind of like inched my way up, and I always had a desire to make the next video the best video. So if you utilize those basic principles, you could take content and make a great living with it. I've done over 1.5 million in the last few years, so I'm firsthand telling you that there is a ton of opportunity in content. Number 2 on the list, which I think is a huge opportunity, is B2G services, business to government contract services. There is a huge opportunity there, like millions and millions of dollars. Now, the trick is it is very nuanced. It's very in-depth as far as like going through the contracts and submitting your proposals and applications for them. It's pretty in-depth. Like it takes a lot of time, and you have to be like kind of smart, like know how to read well and follow instructions. Like you don't have to be a rocket scientist or a genius or anything by any means, but you do have to read a lot and kind of go through the process. So as I was doing it, for example, last year around July, I submitted a contract. It was literally the second contract I ever kind of researched. I did not know what I was doing. I submitted the contract. I saw it came back in my email like in November. So this was July. They sent me the notice of intent. It's like an NOIA, intent to award, something like that. So yeah, so that contract value was $200,000. So I did a little bit of sweat equity, went through the process. It was a marketing contract, submitted everything I needed to submit, and then 6 months later, I got a contract for $200,000. So if you have time on your hands and you could provide a service, there's all kinds of services. There's food and beverage, there's video marketing, there's transportation contracts, there's all types of contracts. So I would highly encourage you, if you're looking to start a business, zero upfront capital, no money, you could submit bids completely for free, and it could generate hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. So that's opportunity number 2. Opportunity number 3 in 2026 to generate business is an AI automation service. So there's so much opportunity with AI, with CRMs, with automations right now, and a lot of businesses don't either, if they're older businesses like dentists or law firms or any of those businesses that maybe like the founders are just a couple generations older, they're not super duper savvy on automations, how it can improve their businesses. There's even AI like call answering systems that you can do a little bit of research. You could call them up, tell them you want to implement this in their business, and there's a huge opportunity. I don't have a lot of experience with that. I haven't done it. We only have our AI automation system set up for our businesses, and they work phenomenal. It literally prints money for us. So AI automation is a huge opportunity if you're looking to service some businesses. I would probably think that if you're going to be cold calling or marketing that service, that you have to have some knowledge in sales so that you could like sell them on your services. Again, I don't have much experience in that, but I know there is a huge opportunity in the market for that. Okay, number 4, personal brand management or social media management is a huge opportunity. Again, that's kind of ties into number 1. I was a content-based business, and I was just a videographer, a photographer. I was just shooting content and getting paid whatever I could get paid for it. Like, I would have some accounts for like $2,500 a month at the time. At that time, that was great money for me. I had a handful of accounts. I was doing great, providing for my wife or girlfriend at the time, and it was a great lifestyle. But then I started seeing like they weren't posting the content. So I would film a ton of content for them, and then they wouldn't post it. So then I'd start being like, hey, let me manage their social media so I could show you what could actually be done by removing that barrier. Because a lot of people have the fear of criticism, just insecurity, and they don't share the content. Even though no one will tell you that that's the reason why, that's the reason why. So I started doing social media management. So I started posting for them. So you could start doing that social media management for any business nowadays. There's a huge opportunity to help them with their content, maybe source the content creators, source the videographers, source the people to generate the content, influencers, whatever the case may be, and then manage it, post their social medias. There's like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. There's a ton of work to be done. Most business owners don't have the time to do it, including myself. We only maximize Instagram, but there's a huge opportunity in YouTube Shorts, TikTok that we're not taking advantage of. So social media manager, number 4 on the list. Number 5 on the list, which I think is a huge opportunity for a lot of people. It's very broad. It can be broken down into many niches, and this is local service-based businesses. If you know a skill or a trade, there is a huge opportunity. Let me tell you what, AI is not coming for plumbers. AI is not coming for electricians. AI is not coming for drywall or like general handyman. Like, AI is not coming for those jobs. AI is coming for maybe script writers. AI is coming for coding. AI is coming for like task management. A lot of those secretary jobs, a lot of those jobs, like AI is helping those jobs be more efficient and cut costs, but AI is definitely not coming for service-based businesses. So if you know any type of skills, plumbing, electrical, general contracting, even handyman stuff, just local service-based businesses, that is a huge opportunity to generate business in 2026. You could do door knocking, you could hang flyers, you could run social media ads. There is a lot of opportunity in 2026 for small businesses to emerge out of the market and just dominate, as a lot of those industries are old based in their marketing, in their outreach, in their sales. So they're old generation. So either you could service them and help them adapt to the new markets, which is another opportunity, or you could go in and dominate in the market. So that was 5 small business ideas for 2026 that can help you dominate the market. So we're looking forward to seeing you crush it in 2026. Peace.